When art history overlaps with fashion, I'ma be there. There were some excellent direct and other potential references to art history during Paris Couture Week. Let's talk about them. Lots to unpack at Schiaparelli as usual. This bejeweled, pulsating heart necklace refers back to Salvador Dali's Royal Heart, this gemstone-covered artwork from 1953. Dali and Elsa Schiaparelli were friends and collaborators, and elements of the surreal remain a huge influence on the house today. This spectacular beaded cape is based on Elsa Schiaparelli's 1938 Apollo of Versailles cape. The spirited beadwork references the dynamic movement of the Apollo fountain at Versailles by Charles Le Brun. There's also this spectacular bib necklace on Alex Consani. These emanating lines also point to the rays of the Apollo cape, as well as the endless sun imagery at Versailles. Louis XIV was the Sun King after all. But I also can't shake the image of Bernini's Ecstasy of St. Teresa from these downward, rigid beams of light. The eye pattern ensconced in beading on this dress also reminds me of Gustav Klimt's work. Eyes were a recurring symbol of his. And speaking of Klimt, in addition to his own surrealist exploration of textures and shapes through traditional Indian craftsmanship, Gustav Klimt was a major and direct inspiration for Rahul Mishra's latest collection. Themes from his iconic gold mosaic-style paintings, such as the portrait of Adele Bloch-Bauer, and imagery from his famous masterpieces The Water Serpents were brought to life, which was particularly striking on these meticulously beaded mesh screens. This whole show made me so happy, such an incredible use of this imagery. I've said this before, but Armani Privé really continues to draw on the essence of Erte's illustrations. These famous Art Deco images are incredibly decadent and dramatic, and Armani just evokes that so effortlessly. The structured lace collar at Iris van Herpen immediately recalls the starched cartwheel ruffs that were an integral part of Elizabethan fashion. I am so obsessed with this wood corset by Ashi Studio. I don't think it's an intentional reference, but the playful trailing tails of this duo of monkeys reminds me of Lalanne's famous monkey sculptures. And this coat by Ashi appears to reference a pastiche of Middle Eastern and Asian embroidery. This is an ancient art form, but not my specialty. Glenn Martens was inspired by the heavily textured brushstrokes of 19th century symbolist painter Gustave Moreau, but the bird and feather imagery seems to reflect possibly on 17th century still life paintings, which remind the viewer of mortality, lots of dead birds, and possibly romanticist depictions of Icarus and fallen angels, but I'm kind of spitballing. If you're still here, thanks for indulging me. I hope this was fun. Let me know if you have a favorite from this lineup or spotted something that I missed. I would love to hear it. Okay, bye.